local car dealer in the New Orleans area that has promised a Chevy or Ford truck to Blau if the Lions are able to beat the Packers, because that would help the Saints get a bye in the playoffs.
I mean, if both Green Bay defenders laid on the turf, that ball would have been 7 yards away from the receiver.
Dang.
I liked you better as a receiver on that one, Blau.
Inaccurate is what you're saying there. 11 to 24, 117 yards, and that interception for Blau, but the Lions maintain a 7-point lead, although Aaron Rodgers has been heating up after starting 8 of 23 passing in this game. Aaron Jones closing in on 100 as well on the ground. And so, let's see, the Saints well in control. Teddy Bridgewater in the game in Charlotte. Packers gotta win if they want to stay alive for one of the top 2 seeds. Vikings have taken the lead in Minneapolis, although they are locked into the NFC's number 6 seed no matter what. The Bucks, Falcons, 2 teams out of it, but playing a tight one down in Tampa. And the Patriots taking a 4-point lead on the Dolphins in Foxborough. But Miami has the ball near midfield. We will let you know what goes on with that drive for Miami when we come back on NFL Game Day Live, presented by Geico. Fitz Magic,
Also known as Miami Jameis.
Wow. All right, back to Detroit. Devontae Adams, congratulations. 4th and 1 catch from Devontae Adams, goes for a first down. They needed it badly. Packers trying to stay alive for a first-round bye. Devontae!
That was the one. That was the one.
Oh!
That was it. That was the pass. That was the play. That was the one we expect Devontae Adams to make.
That was the moment.
Going back to the end zone. This time, Allen Lazard does make the play.
There you go.
TD is under review, but as of now, it's 6, and it did stand.
What are they reviewing? They just want to see the throw again?
Or maybe that he wasn't down before he crossed the plane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so we're going to have an extra point attempt that would tie it up. So the Packers, again, trying to keep hopes alive for the number 1 and number 2 seed in the NFC. They got to win for any of that to happen.
Wow.
If they don't, it would allow the Saints to move into play for both the 1 and the 2 seed. 5:19 to go in the game. Packers have tied it up with the extra point. David Blau and the Lions getting the ball back. So again, here's the scenario. The Saints are going to win in Charlotte. They're up 42-10 with 4:18 to go. The Saints would get the number 1 seed if Detroit can come back and win over the Packers, and they also need the 49ers to lose to the Seahawks. Same goes for the Packers. They got to have the 49ers lose to the Seahawks, and they got to come up with a win, and then they would get the number 1 bye. The number 1 seed. They would also just get a first-round bye flat out if they can win.
How about that?
On play for David Blau and the Lions.
Oh wow. I guess
Near the
choked
now.
out.
4th down coming, and a punt should be on the way for Detroit. Let's see what happens here on the rush by Zadarius Smith. On his inside.
Yeah, you got to run the neck area. He tried to sell it, but
He did.
you can't do it.
So the Lions and Packers are tied at 20. Packers need this game to stay alive for the number 1 or 2 seed in the NFC. Back to Detroit. This is after a Lions punt. 3rd and 9. Packers complete. Rodgers to Lazard. Banged up on the play. Here's Rodgers again. Oh, that's Kumaro. That'll fall incomplete, and he's going to get flagged for offensive PI.
Kumaro with a push off. Tried to be subtle.
What subtle?
Not subtle
155 to go, and Rodgers and company still with the ball. They're going to have a 2nd and 20.
Definitely not the quarterback you want to be going up against and late in the 4th quarter driving the ball.
You don't feel comfortable until the ball is out of his hand.
Look how many plays they've run here. 50 throws for Rodgers, 23 carries for Aaron Jones.
73 right there.
Just there, yeah. I mean, and that's not including the other runs they've had. Another deep incompletion for Rodgers. Going to bring up a 3rd and 20. We'll show it to you here. 2nd and 20 from his own 29. Rodgers, well protected, but
He's letting it go.
look, I mean, that's one-on-one. I mean, there was no deep safety there. There might have been at the start, but Marquez Valdez-Scantling here.
DB's underwear.
Yeah,
stride for stride. This is
slows it down. I mean, you're hoping to get a PI there, or one-on-one, 50-50.
You'll get it, right?
Worst case, it falls incomplete.
So this is what it looks like now after the Saints complete their victory over the Panthers, dominating that game. They have moved into the number 2 seed right now. However, the Saints, let's see, they can clinch a first-round bye with a win, a 49ers loss, or a Packers loss. So if the Packers lose, Saints are in one of the first 2 spots right there. Let's take you back here. 3rd and 20 now. Under 2 to go. Rodgers, deep ball. Kumaro. No! In fact, that's picked off.
Yeah, I mean, Kumaro had him by a step.
But when Kumaro sees that ball being short, he has to put his foot in the ground and come back to the ball.
I mean, he tried. It's a tough angle on a post. For it to be thrown behind you, running the post, you got to put your foot in the ground and come back upfield backwards.
Have you ever done it, Hawk?
You know. I mean, check this out. He tried to stop and go, but he had him beat by so much that it put the DB in prime position. Aaron Rodgers has to get that ball further out.
Then
he had him beat by 2 steps.
He has turned into the DB.
Yes.
And Amani Oruwariye, the rookie. Yes, that was the rookie corner out of Penn State coming up with the interception, which doubles as a long punt for the Packers. So it's not a devastating blow by any means, since they were going to be facing a 4th and 20 anyway. So the Lions will have the ball, 1st and 10 from their own 26 with 1:40 to go and 2 timeouts in order to get into field goal range and place on Game Day Live, presented by Geico. Rhett Lewis, Andrew Hawkins, Marcel Reese as Aaron Rodgers gets an extra 15 on that scramble of 2 yards.
You can't do that at crucial times like that. You can't do that like crucial times like that.
Yes, sir.
Look at him.
What?
Yes, sir.
Did they kick the field goal yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
They have not. Premature celebration from the peanut gallery.
Can't hit the star, you know that.
Here we go. Aaron Rodgers.
You can't hit the star.
Geronimo Allison.
Well, 108. Oh, you know we getting points off.
Under a minute to go.
Somebody
James
get
Jones.
James a boom mic.
Marquez Valdes-Scantling. First down reception in out of bounds. Wow.
Oh my God.
Aaron Jones breaking tackles into Lions territory inside the 30.
Crucial times, you have to make tackles.
Yeah,
Down to
have
the
to tackle.
20.
Look at the stats, Sam.
It's weird to see a Jones making plays in a Green Bay uniform.
Wow.
I mean, Aaron is out there putting on.
I mean, this is just a A-Rod game, 27-55, 323, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, it's just, they ran a ton of plays offensively for them.
So the Packers have one of the top 2 seeds in the NFC. If they can kick a game-winning field goal here, they're in position now with 26 to go. 26 seconds to go. First round bye with the win. Here it is. Mason Crosby from 33.
I just need a little win. Can't get it in Detroit.
Little wind into it.
James
Just
needs
a
to go
little
change
bit.
that shirt now after watching that field goal.
Somebody open a window.
That was tight. Matt LaFleur in his first season as the head coach of the Green Bay Packers wins 13 games, wins the NFC North, and could get the number 1 seed by the end of the night in the NFC. That if the 49ers lose to the Seahawks tonight in Seattle. Woo! Wow.
It's a lot, right?
There's a lot on the line here today in Week 17. So the Packers will be one of the top 2 seeds. The Saints can still be one of the top 2 seeds as well. In fact, if the 49ers lose. So, kind of crazy.
Stay tuned.
Kind of crazy.
Well, we'll come down to the final possession in Motown between the Lions and the Packers on this final Sunday of the regular season.
Go get that.
A game that we saw Aaron Rodgers and company with their backs against the wall. He throws a big interception here. But next Packers possession, still with a $120 or so left.
Ooh, you know you can't do that.
Oh, come on now, late hit.
See them feet slides.
You can see he was well into that slide right there.
And he tried to real late. He tried to real late.
But
You know they're going to give him that.
the mustard will come out. That will tack on an additional 15 yards and continue the Packers' drive. Would it be a game-winning drive? Well, we're about to find out. Tied at 20 apiece.
There we go. Get the ball out your hand. Get the drive started.
There's Rodgers.
Get out of bounds.
On the move here on 2nd and 6. 45 seconds left, and Aaron Jones, how good has he been on this Packers team this year?
That's great by Aaron Rodgers being able to get that ball out to him, though, because that wasn't bad defense by the Lions right there.
That puts him in field goal range, and it's no, not quite. It was almost a
Ooh, slid through the slide door. slid through the slide door.
A huge win for the Packers in the NFC playoff race, which obviously has a lot still to be settled, but they win it 23-20. They will be getting a bye one way or the other.